Hey there, I'm Judy Croon, Canada's Keynote Humorist. Welcome to another episode of Laugh Long and Prosper. Hey, I wanted to tell you about a fantastic documentary that I saw recently on Netflix. It's called Live to 100, Secrets of the Blue Zones. This is a great documentary to kick off 2024. It's compelling, and the author and National Geographic explorer, Dan Buettner, shares fascinating information about the Blue Zones, 5 areas in the world where per capita there are the most residents who are living to 100 years or older. The Blue Zones are located in Sardinia, Italy, Icaria, Greece, Nicoya, Costa Rica, Loma Linda, California, and topping the list with the highest number of centenarians per capita in the world, Okinawa, Japan. Host Dan Buettner, who has studied the Blue Zones for over 10 years with doctors and psychologists, tries to uncover the secrets to longevity in these parts of the world. Now, it's worth noting that presently, according to the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, the average American is living until they're about 78 years old. However, research shows that the human body has an excellent chance of making it to 90 years old if we take care of it properly. So how do we get back 12 years? How do we protect ourselves from chronic disease, heart disease, diabetes? It's also worth noting another study outside of this documentary that was done in Denmark involving 2,500 Danish twins. The study revealed that genetics only determines about 20% of our longevity. Our lifestyle determines the other 80%. So what can the Blue Zones teach us? First of all, if you're hoping for one easy fix, there isn't one. Secrets of the Blue Zones proposes that the key to aging well is a combination of lifelong practices, a series of daily fixes, if you will. What's hopeful about this documentary is that there are lots of takeaways that people living outside of the Blue Zones can use. Buettner says it boils down to 9 pieces. Number 1, moving naturally, without effort. No gym memberships here. Blue Zone centenarians move without having to think about it. They build natural movement into their daily routines. Now, it could be as simple as sitting. The women of Okinawa don't sit on chairs, they sit on the floor. This means they have to get up at least 30 or 40 times a day. Many Okinawan centenarians also garden at least 1 hour a day. In Sardinia, Italy, many of the centenarians are or were shepherds. This means they easily clock in at least 6 miles a day, walking up and down hills with their flocks. And it doesn't get any easier when they go home. The town itself has many hills and stairs. Many narrow houses are built with multiple level staircases. Number 2 on the list, purpose. A recent study showed that more Americans die in their first year of retirement than in their last year of work. People in the Blue Zones do not have any specific year for retirement. They always keep busy. Perhaps the centenarians of Okinawa, Japan say it best when it comes to purpose. They have a word for purpose. It's called ikigai. Ikigai means a reason for being, a reason for getting out of bed every morning. But ikigai doesn't have to be complicated. One resident is a karate master. He's 102 years old. He says his ikigai is to continue his martial arts practice. Another Okinawa centenarian says his ikigai is catching 3 fish a week so he can feed his family. Number 3 on the list, downshift. Blue Zone centenarians incorporate breaks into their daily routines to help them shake off stress. These breaks can include simple gestures like getting outdoors, walking, or just laughing with friends, sharing a joke, whatever breaks the routine and feels good. Number 4, enjoying a glass of wine. In some of the Blue Zones, particularly Italy and Greece, a number of the centenarians like to have a glass of wine a day, a glass of red wine. And studies show that red wine has antioxidant compounds that can help reduce inflammation and oxidative stress. So this can lead to the risk of lowering, let's say, coronary heart disease, stroke. In fact, another report shows that moderate red wine drinking can also lower cholesterol and blood pressure levels. Number 5 on the list, consume more plant-based foods. The top 5 elements of the Blue Zone diets were whole grains, vegetables, greens, beans, and tubers such as sweet potatoes. Buettner notes that a cup of beans a day is associated with an extra 4 years of life expectancy. Number 6 on the list, the 80% rule. The Japanese also have a word for this, and I hope I say it right, hara-hachi-bu. Basically, it means eating until you are 80% full. That way, you never feel stuffed, tired, or lazy after eating a big meal. Number 7 on the list, family and community. A sense of belonging is important in all of the blue zones. Taking care of loved ones is part of their culture. One interesting fact is that there are no retirement homes in any of the blue zones. Blue zone centenarians are mentally and physically fit enough to live in their own homes. Also, there are very few cases of dementia in the blue zones. The documentary isn't conclusive as to specifically why this is, but perhaps it's a combination of diet, lifestyle, and community. Families and communities in the blue zones take care of their elders. They don't look at them as burdens. In fact, they look at them as fountains of knowledge that they can constantly learn from. Number 8, friends. Research has shown over and over again that friendships help us to fight loneliness. They give us a sense of purpose and lower our overall stress levels. There is no lack of friends or family in the blue zones. Again, centenarians are beloved in their communities. Which finally brings us to number 9, spirituality. Blue Zone residents tend to belong to a faith-based community. Buettner points out that individuals who regularly attend a faith-based service live 4 to 14 years longer than those who don't. So in conclusion, you know what? I highly recommend Live to 100, Secrets of the Blue Zones. We may not all live until we're 112 years old, but we can certainly start doing small blue zone hacks on a daily basis to improve our lives going forward. Moving naturally, leaning into a healthier diet, and socializing and caring for others, and being aware of a sense of purpose can all be done by almost anyone. It's good for us, and you know what? It's good for the people that we care for. And by the way, the people in the blue zones all shared something else that isn't really highlighted specifically on the list, but it's certainly part of the centenarians' lives. As a comedian, I can certainly identify with the joy of laughter. The centenarians certainly like to laugh and share a joke. And hey, if pull my finger in its own small way can contribute to adding days, months, or years to our lives, then we should certainly all get on board. Okay, that's it for me. If you'd like to catch any of my other Laugh Long and Prosper episodes, voted one of the best podcasts in 2021 in Canada by CTV, you can check me out on any of the streaming sources like Spotify and SoundCloud. And until next time, laugh long and prosper. Your health might depend on it. I'm Judy Croon.